Hey, everybody. My name is Kareem Hayes, and I'm here to talk with you today about the 5 rules to build confidence. And so, what I do is I work with leaders to help them to navigate the complexities of being a leader. So, what I want to talk about today is something that is very, very important when it comes to leadership. This is really important, actually, when it comes to just living life in general, and that is having the confidence, having confidence. And so, what does that mean? What does it mean to have confidence? What does it mean to believe in yourself? What does it mean to think of yourself highly? So that's some of the things we're going to talk about today. So I don't want to belabor the point. Let's get right into it. So first, first rule is we have to make the decision to change our minds. And so why is this so important? Because we hear a lot about mindset. We hear a lot about people just talking about the way that we think about things, and it's so true. Just how we think about ourselves is so important, and it makes such a big impact on our lives. So, for example, if we constantly tell ourselves we're not good enough, or just that we're not living up to the standard, and we say that a lot of times to ourselves, then we're going to start to believe that. And that's the thing about the mind, is that it's going to believe what you tell it. So, would you rather tell your mind that you can't do something, or would you rather tell your mind that you can do something? And so, I would encourage you to just challenge those negative thoughts. Challenge those thoughts that are telling you that you can't do it. And you said, you know what? I can do it. And also giving yourself the grace to be able to have room for growth, because that's how we grow. We grow when we do make those mistakes, or maybe we do fall short, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the ending. So, rule number one, let's change our minds. Next rule is let's focus on what you can do. Now, this is something that I talk a lot about with my kids, and I'm glad it's starting to sink in for them, because a lot of times they would talk about what they can't do or what they couldn't do. And I would challenge them and say, okay, well, tell me what you can do, or tell me what you could have done. And really just taking that. And again, this also goes back to mindset as well, where it's really easy for us to get discouraged when we're always focusing on our weaknesses. And I understand sometimes we hear these things from other people. We might hear it from our superiors. We might hear it from people that we look up to, right? But it's up to us to focus on our strengths and what we're good at. And a great assessment for that is the Clifton Strengths. So if you want to know more about that, I'd love to talk to you about it. But back to this presentation. So this is going to help you to feel more confident in your abilities when you're focusing on the things that you can do. Focus on your strengths, focus on those things that you can do without even thinking about it, right? And even things that you might have to put some thought into, that's totally fine, but focus on what you can do. That and once you start going in that direction, then that's going to take us to our next point, which is repetition. Listen, confidence, believe it or not, is just like any other skill. It's like playing music, it's like art, it's like playing a sport, is that you have to practice. And as a coach, as a little league coach, one of the things that we teach the kids very early is that not only do you need to practice in order to help you build that confidence, but you also need to practice the right things. So, what are practicing the right things? Well, practicing the right things are saying things by focusing on things that you're good at, by changing your mind, right? And sometimes we're going to have to be able to step out of our comfort zone and try new things. Okay. That's very, very important, because that's something that a lot of us struggle with as leaders, whether it's in at work, leaders at home, leaders in our organizations, or wherever it is that you're leading, is that we have to be able to step out of our comfort zone and try new things. And we have to be okay with the fact that things might not always work the first time or even the second time, but that's okay. We have to keep trying. Like today, I was working with my son on basketball, and we were just working on just one particular drill, and we drilled it, we drilled it, we drilled it, and it took him a while, but finally he got it, right? Because we just kept focusing on that one drill. And then every time he did it, went through, say, hey, great job, you're doing great. just let's try to fix this one little piece right here, right? And after a while, he got it. He got it. And that's how confidence is. We have to continue to practice it, and we have to continue to do it. Uh, and we have to practice good. What's the word I'm trying to looking for? Um, we have to use good patterns, to be able to practice, so that eventually we want to be able to achieve our goals. So next is we want to keep a journal of our successes. How do we know? How do we measure that we're actually making the change, right? So we have to be able to write these things down so that we can go back and recall them. Okay, 5 days ago, this is where I started. And if you're taking a journal, you can look at each day and see the progression. You can see maybe there was a setback on a particular day, and that's totally fine. But as you're going back, now you're keeping a journal of your successes, right? Keep those things that are going to be able to help you to be able to continue to strive forward. Because you want to see how far you've come. That's really, really important. That also gives us confidence, knowing that we're growing and that we're getting better. And rule number 5 is be kind to yourself during the transition. So this is going to be a transition. This is going to you're doing something new. Okay. So we have to be able to give ourselves that grace to be able to do something new, because building confidence does take time, and it also takes effort. And we have to understand there's going to be some setbacks, just like I was saying before. There's going to be some setbacks that are going to happen along the way. But listen, don't be discouraged. Okay. Just keep moving forward, keep trying, and you're gonna see that there's a difference. Okay. Now, here's some bonus stuff here that I also want to put out. Here's some points, that I really want for you all to consider. So the first one being is that we want to set realistic goals, right? So we don't want to try to do too much. So just like with my son in basketball, I wasn't trying to do 100 different type of drills. I only did a couple drills. That was it, because that's really all. When we focus on too many things, we get nothing done. Okay. So we want to be laser focused. We want to set realistic goals, right? And we want to set goals where we can gradually work our way up. Next is we want to surround ourselves around positive people. When you're trying to make a change, you have to ask yourself, can I be around the same people? Are they going to help me to change? Are they going to help me to grow? And if they're not, then you're going to have to make a change and make a difference in your friend group, because you want people around you that are also going to be able to help you, going to be able to push you, and to be able to hold you accountable in love, of course. Next is take care of yourself, okay? Eating healthy, exercising, getting enough sleep, physical health, mental health, all those things are really, really important. Because listen, when you feel good about yourself physically, then you're going to feel more comfortable and confident emotionally. All right. Take care of ourselves. And then lastly, celebrate your successes, folks. Take the time to celebrate your achievements. So when you're writing in that journal, let's say you set a goal in 10 days, I want to be at this level of my confidence, right? So go ahead and set that goal for 10 days. And when you meet that goal, go out and celebrate it. Listen, it doesn't matter how small. Dale Carnegie talks about praising every improvement and praising the slightest improvement. And that's what we want to be able to do. It's just like when a baby starts walking for the first time, right? That baby stands up and walk. What do we do? Well, actually, what do we not do? We don't say, oh, come on, you're not doing it right. We don't tell the baby that, right? When a baby is learning to walk for the first time, what do we say? Hey, good job. You got it. You can do it, right? This is how we should be treating ourselves. We should be celebrating our successes, no matter how big or how small they are, because this is what's going to help us to become motivated. So, listen, that's all I have for you today. Hopefully, you enjoyed this presentation. And listen, I want you to go back. If you got to rewind this, go ahead and watch it again. Take some notes, do whatever it is you have to do. But listen to me very carefully, is that your confidence is going to be important for your success. Okay. There's some goals that I'm sure that you have, because if you're watching this because you have a place that you want to be, you have a goal that you want to meet. And in order to be able to do that, you need to have the confidence. All right. Take care. Appreciate you.